Hello, today is Saturday, February 13th, and we want to cover Tesla's stock action from yesterday. It was a really interesting day because the stock held this 800 strike almost exactly. And this is important because we noted before the market opened, and we'll show you that on our Twitter feed, that the 800 strike or the 800 price in Tesla had a lot of options at that level expiring on Friday night. And so what that means is that there's a lot of hedging flows, options market maker hedging flows, and trading activity tied to that 800 level. In our view, is that that creates a magnet of sorts at that 800 price. And so you can see that initially the stock did open a little bit weaker, and then it very quickly was pulled right back into that 800 strike. And it basically mean reverted, or the price action revolved around this 800 level for the whole day into the close. And we'll talk about this close in a second. You can see that this is something that we talked about on Twitter. We posted this at 9 a.m., 9:11 a.m., so it's before the market opened. And we said exactly what we're discussing now, that 800 was likely to be support because of all this options, this really large options position expiring on Friday night. This is something that occurs in many stocks. We can actually show that this occurs in the S&P as a whole. And so this is a good segue to talk about this market close. Again, if you see that around 3:30, the stock really took off, right? And we say that this doesn't really have anything to do with Tesla specifically, because if you look at the S&P 500 chart, now the S&P 500 is the index for the top 500 companies in the United States. So Apple, Tesla, uh, ExxonMobil, all those types of companies are in this index. And what happens is when big money managers come in and buy large amounts of stocks, the whole index lifts up. And any stock that's in the index gets pulled higher due to the fact that these large entities are buying uh, large sections or large swaths of the S&P 500 index. And so you can see at 3:30, the index as a whole just launches higher. So this tells you that a whole bunch of money came into the market, right? And this is why Tesla at the end of the day launched higher. Tesla's part of the index, and so when the index as a whole rises, that's very good for Tesla, and you can see the stock bounce rather sharply. So for next week, because 33% of the options position expired, the gamma position expired, we think that the stock has an opportunity to be quite a bit more volatile and break this sort of range. We wrote an article on our blog, and you can go to spotgamma.com and go to our blog, and you can see this post called Tesla Options for Sale. And in early January, we said that the way that options in Tesla had traded from being very bullish, which supported the stock going higher, to somewhat bearish. People were starting to sell calls, and we thought that that led to price suppression, meaning that the stock had likely topped and was due for some consolidation. And that's all again in this article. But you can see that this is what happened to the stock. We wrote that article here, and the stock has gone nowhere. And this is a drastic change from the last several periods. I mean, you can look at the way that the stock has traded over the last several years. And so for the price to stall out like this, we think it's a function of one, the fact that it was added to that S&P index in late December, around in here, and two, that the structure or the way that people are trading options in Tesla has changed. And so you can see again, we wrote that article in early January, and the stock really has just stalled. So if you find this analysis interesting, you can go to spotgamma.com and you can subscribe for a free trial of our Equity Hub product, where you can look at these types of large options positions in over 3,500 different stocks. We also offer daily analysis in the market, written commentary, so we can keep you up on everything that's happening in options. Follow us on SpotGamma on Twitter, @SpotGamma, and again, our website, spotgamma.com. Thanks.